All right, let's look at partnerships and collaborations. Partnerships are formed through a specific and contractual agreement between two or more parties with a mutual interest or a common need. And we think about this a lot within businesses, right? Collaborations, on the other hand, are two or more entities working together. So sometimes several organizations all working together to tackle an issue that would be a little bit harder for a single organization or entity to do by themselves. Again, the partnership results from a formal agreement between two or more organizations or entities or individuals. And they want to do this to tackle a specific project. These can include public, nonprofit, and commercial organizations, any kind of partnership between them all. And each partner is getting something from that. There's a benefit to everybody involved. It's important to remember that partnerships overall is about working toward common goals and outcomes. Every organization or entity or individual brings unique resources to the table for this. And there's a lot of different examples within parks, recreation, tourism, sport, and all that you can go find. But partnerships are super common overall. Something I think is very important to emphasize is really what we're looking at is together we can achieve more than we can individually. So you've heard the phrase, the whole is greater than the parts. And this just reinforces the concept that all partners can receive a positive return on their respective investments, but overall we're going to yield a greater return if we work together than if we were each individually tackling the issues separately. Let's shift a little bit and talk about the revenue structure plan. So this is the amount of revenue that an organization needs and the source of that revenue. It's detailed in a revenue structure plan. And the purpose of this plan is to help the financial manager or the organization's board of directors or whoever it may be understand the organization's expenditure needs and the potential sources of revenue needed as well. Here's an interesting graphic that can kind of illustrate this for us. So if we look at property taxes, let's say we gathered 17.8 something million dollars in property taxes, and then we gathered 7.9 million in utility taxes. And we put those into our budget, and we come out, we see that the property tax we collected, the 17.8 million and some change, ends up being about 16.7% of our total budget. And this is what we're talking about is like, we're looking at, let's just say that we have charges for services down here at 3.3%. If, we need $3.5 million to come from that to make sure that our budget is on track to get to that 3.3%. Otherwise, we're looking at making that up elsewhere. All right, so revenue structure should be based on an established fiscal policy. So everybody should know the plan based on something that's very detailed and specific. That goal can articulate revenue goals and describe overall how revenue should or may be generated. So here, Amazon has a goal of a certain percentage of revenue generation from online stores and third-party seller services, and we can see whether that's meeting it or not. So if they say we want to at least get 60% of our revenue from online stores, here we can see that they're meeting that. If it was 65% was their goal, we can see that they're not meeting it. And that concludes this presentation about partnerships, collaborations, and the revenue structure.